Welcome back to the Manchester Queen's Pride Show. Our chance to deliver that slice of celebratory normality straight to you in your homes, so that you may, for the briefest of moments, forget the crises and plutocracy that dominates our lives. And if you don't know what the word plutocracy means, this is your chance now to Google it. Or just ignore it completely and enjoy the show, like you do every other day of your life. Chris, how are you feeling? Are you feeling normal? Are you feeling celebratory? Are you feeling new?
Well, I've never felt normal in my life, Cheddar, but yes, I'm relatively chipper, thank you for asking.
So did you get up to anything over the lockdown, dear? Any exciting creative projects that you might want to share with the group?
Well, Cheddar, gorgeous. Funny you should mention that. Yes, I did. Would you like to see it?
I would. It's almost like we planned it, Chris. What is it you've got in store for us, and we'll play it for these lovely people at home?
Well, let's just press play and we can talk about it afterwards.
Was your dad a dancer?
If you could, your daddy was a dancer, and I know you wonder if you should become the same romancer. Everybody's holding hands while you just hold the answer to the question they all ask: was your dad a dancer? Your daddy was a dancer. I know the shame, it's understood. They help you to enhance it. And there you are with swollen glands to give evasive answers to the question they all ask: was your dad a dancer? Nightly after 10, strangers stop and ask me, why'd you go round with them? You look sublime, you're killing time, let's go round again. I know you'd change it if you could, your daddy was a dancer. And I know you wonder if you should become the same romancer. Everybody's holding hands while you just hold the answer to the question they all ask: was your dad a dancer? Was your dad? 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 Was your dad a dancer? And now you're old enough to know your daddy was a dancer. And one day you'll discover that he went and up to left me with everybody head in hand. Now you've been told the answer to the question they all asked: was your dad a dancer?
My, it's the new single by the Imogen Stars, Christopher Starr's very own band. Where can they get hold of it, Chris?
iTunes and other outlets are available, Cheddar.
Amazing. I'm sure you'll all rush to buy it immediately. I would tell you about the new single I've been working on, but the truth is I spent most of lockdown asking politicians when it was okay to have a shag again on Twitter. They never really replied. I never ever do reply, but never mind. I suppose we better have another drag queen, because that's what everybody really, really wants to see. The next queen back from the dead. Although she wasn't dead, I just haven't seen her in a really long time. My dearest darling, it's Beyonce Holes.
How can you win? How can you win? You can't win. The game is fixed. So when they say, why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. We don't own anything. There's a social contract that we all have, that if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken. And if the social contract is broken, why the fuck do I give a shit about burning the fucking Football Hall of Fame, about burning a fucking Target? You broke the contract when you killed us in the streets and didn't give a fuck. You broke the contract, so fuck your Target. Fuck your Hall of Fame. As far as I'm concerned, they could burn this bitch to the ground. And it still wouldn't be enough. And they are lucky that what black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Cinnamon, where you gonna run to? Where you gonna run to? All on that day, will I run to the rock? Please hide me and run to the rock. Please hide me and run to the rock. Please hide me, Lord, all on that day. But the rock cried out, I can't hide you, the rock cried out. I can't hide you, the rock cried out. I ain't gonna hide you down, all on that day. I said, rock, what's the matter with you, rock? Don't you see I need you, rock? Lord, 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 all on that day. So I ran to the river, it was bleeding to run to the sea. It was bleeding to run to the sea. It was bleeding all on that day. So I ran to the river, it was boiling and run to the sea. It was boiling and run to the sea. It was boiling all on that day. So I ran to the Lord. Please hide me, Lord. Don't you see me praying? Don't you see me down here praying? But the Lord said, go to the devil. The Lord said, go to the devil. He said, go to the devil all on that day. So I ran to the devil. He was waiting, ran to the devil. He was waiting, ran to the devil. He was waiting all on that day. I cried, power, 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 power.
I would just read back some names. There, in Illinois, we had Laquan McDonald and Rakia Boyd. In Texas, we had Sandra Bland. In Ohio, we had 12-year-old Tamir Rice and John Crawford. In New York, we had Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Akai Gurley, Amadou Diallo. In Michigan, we had 7-year-old Ayanna Jones. In Maryland, we had Freddie Gray. In North Carolina, we had Jonathan Farrell. In South Carolina, we had Walter Scott. In California, we had Ezell Ford and most recently Stephon Clark. In my home state of Washington, Charlena Lyles, and that is just a sampling of how this is not a local issue. It is a national disaster.
Thank you, Bea. Bea will be back on the couch with us in a moment. She's got plenty to say for herself, and I'm sure you're very, very, very eager to hear it. Well, whilst you've all been obsessing about the latest episode of Celebrity Drag Race All-Stars Canada UK, it may have escaped your attention that you could have at any time gone down to one of your local gay bars and seen a plethora of drag talent just waiting to grab your attention. Indeed, some of the best drag you will ever see work day and night to entertain the troops year in, year out. Our next queen is probably one of the hardest working queens in the Manchester village. She's been around for a very, 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 very long time. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it here today, hence I can say whatever the hell I like about her. But she did send us a really, really lovely video submission. Something cheerful, something nice, something fun for Pride. It's the fabulous Misty Chance.
She just had an accident.
You mean he had an accident?
See? What did I tell you? A beautiful little girl.
What?
Adi Dewey Dembella. Give me the power, I beg of you.
Awake! Awake! Awake, awake, awake!
I like digging holes and hiding things inside them. When I grow old, I hope I won't forget to find them. 'Cause I've got memories and travel like gypsies in the night. I build a home and wait for someone to tear it down. Then pack it up in boxes, head for the next town running. 'Cause I've got memories and travel like gypsies in the night. And 1,000 times I've seen this road, 1,000 times. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I like standing still, but that's just a wishful plan. Ask me where I come from, I'll say a different land. But I've got memories and travel like gypsies in the night. I count gates and numbers, then play the guessing game. It's just the place that changes, the rest is still the same. But I've got memories and travel like gypsies in the night. And 1,000 times I've seen this road, 1,000 times. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I like digging holes, hiding things inside them. When I grow old, I won't forget to find them. I like digging holes, hiding things inside them. When I grow old, I won't forget to find them. I've got no roots. No roots. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no roots. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots, but my home was never on the ground. I've got no roots. I've got no
So where is the lovely Misty Chance today?
She's shielding. Oh, welcome back to the new, soon-to-be primetime TV show, Chats with Cheds, where I'm joined by the lovely Beyonce Halls!
Hello, hello. Oh, it's strange not having an audience, isn't it?
I know, rapturous
There's no one to
applause.
play up to.
Well, you can play up to me.
Oh, well, I'll play it to you, but I play it to you all the time.
It's so lovely to have you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for joining us for the show. But the people at home may only know you from drag. They may only know you from what it is tonight, whereas I know that drag is not the only way that you like to tell stories. So
Yes.
tell the people at home about the other sides of your face, so to speak.
Yes, well, it's weird because some people only know me for one side, which is the drag, and then other people only know me for the other side, which is my poetry, as Adam Lowe. I straddle the two things. I've got very wide legs, as I'm sure you've already heard.
Yes, I've heard you're one for straddling.
So I tell stories through poetry, plays, a bit of fiction, life writing. I run a magazine. I work for a publishing company. I do lots of different literary things, which quite often involves a bit of performance as well. I like to get on stage, and sometimes I marry the two things. I close my legs and I'll do poetry in drag.
Well, she likes to straddle and she can do just about anything. She's right up my alleyway. So what do you think makes drag such a great way of telling those other stories and sending those messages out to people?
Well, I think it's very, very visual and it's very playful. And there's a lot that you can do using costume and music and little snippets of dialogue from film or TV. And so you can structure a story in a different way and it has a different texture, I guess. And then it means you can bring quite political stories sometimes to a setting where you wouldn't otherwise find that. And anybody who knows me knows that I tend to do quite political performances, not all the time, but a lot of the time, and it's a good way to kind of slip those things in when people are least expecting
That's it. It's like you fool them into it, isn't it?
Exactly,
it's like
yeah.
they've come to see a fabulous show and it's just about dancing and having a nice time, and then you're like,
bam, exactly.
we're talking about important things. There's lots of important things going on, and one of the things that's really irked me lately is the use of words like the new normal. It sounds very authoritarian regime, doesn't it? And one of the things that probably bothers me most about it is that what we seem to have seems to be the old normal, but accentuated in certain ways with less dancing. If you could, what would be on your new normal wish list?
Well, that's a very good question.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I really miss the dancing too, to be honest. Dancing has always been one of my favourite things, but I think that there have been some positive things that have come out of the new normal. For example, everybody can now engage with our lovely show at home. They don't need to come into a club. If they're millions of miles away, they can still tune in and watch us. And I think that's a really great thing. I don't have to go to the West End to see Hamilton anymore. Hamilton. And pay £600 and kill myself, you know.
But they're not worth it. It's a wonderful show.
But you're not just paying £600 for Hamilton. You're also paying £600 for a London hotel, £350 to get on a train, which is way too expensive for what it is. You know, so you've got all of those barriers in the way, and actually this just makes things more accessible. And I think it's also proven that we don't need to have the 9 to 5, force yourself to go to work through the rush hour and go in and do your job, because people can be trusted to do it from home. But I think that they do show that we can make things more accessible. And sometimes I talk about this, but I have an energy-limiting chronic illness. And so sometimes that means I can't go out as much as I used to do. So everybody who knows me knows that I used to go out clubbing all the time. Everybody saw me out. I'd be out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
You were a legend, darling.
Yes, I was a legend. I was the original legend. In fact, I was more than a legend. I was a myth. And I was everywhere. But it was really great for me.
Everywhere, doing everything with everyone.
With everyone, yes. Oh, I was such a terror. But in many ways that was really great because I got to network with lots of people. I felt part of a community, and it was great for work because I always had job opportunities. However, once you become ill and you're no longer able to do that, it suddenly becomes a lot harder, and those opportunities are not always there. So I think that the new normal is actually beneficial in some ways, because hopefully we might carry some of these lessons forward, and it will enable people to engage in ways that they couldn't before.
So stay at home and masturbate on Zoom. That's the way forward.
Exactly.
That was basically what you were
Yeah,
saying.
that's basically what I meant. Yeah.
Absolutely fine.
So long as we can watch.
So what are you working on right now?
Well, I've been working on a collection of poems. I've had a few little pamphlets out, short little books, but this will be the first full-length collection. It's currently with a publisher, but these things usually take a couple of years. But in the meantime, I've been working on lots of little poetry things here and there. I will be coming out in a few magazines, such as Ambit magazine, which has had some really great people in, like J.G. Ballard. And I will also be on TV talking about Polari with Owen Wynne Evans.
Oh,
yes.
I love Owen Wynne Evans.
Yes. I'm
If
going to
you're
get him
watching,
to give
Owen,
me...
I love you, darling. I think your campus Christmas is just marvellous.
Well, I'm going to get him to give me a drum lesson. So,
I think you were going to go something else there.
I'm going to get him to give me a drum lesson, and I'm sure we can invite you to come along and you can do accompaniment.
For a drum lesson as well, Owen.
You can play the cymbal.
Well, thank you so much, my darling. Do check out B's work. Where can they find you?
Adam-low.com.
And from two old, sensible queens talking about serious things to something new and exciting. Once upon a time, I called this divine basement my nighttime home, but like all window displays, sometimes you have to throw out the old flowers to make space for the new blooms. Please welcome Cruise 101's resident drag princess. It's Barb. Just Barb, because they only have one name these days. It's a trendy thing.
Body, body, wanna feel my body, baby. Such a thrill, my body, yeah. Wanna touch my body, baby. It's too much, not too much, my body, yeah. Check it out, my body, baby. Don't you stop my body, yeah. Talking about my body, well, turn it out, listen here. Every man wants to be a macho man. Just have the kind of body, always in demand. Jogging in the mornings, go man go. Workouts in the health spa, muscles glow. You can best believe that he's a macho man. Ready to be down with anyone he can. Hey, 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 hey. Macho man, yeah. I've got to be a macho. I've got to be a macho man, yeah. I've got to be a macho. Oh, macho man, yeah. I've got to be a macho man. Macho man. Hey, hey. I've got to be a macho. Body, it's so hot, my body, baby. Love to pop my body, yeah. Love to please my body, baby. Don't you tease my body, yeah. You adore my body, baby. Come explore my body, yeah. Me back on my body, baby. So good, hey. You can tell him macho, he has a funky walk. His western shirts and leather always look so boss. Funky with his body, he's a king. Call him Mr. Ego, dig his chains. You can best believe that he's a macho man. He likes to be the leader, he never dresses grand. Hey, 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 hey. Macho man, yeah. I've got to be a macho. I've got to be a macho man, yeah. I've got to be a macho. All right, macho man, yeah. I've got to be a macho man, macho man. I've got to be a macho. All right.
We're sold on vanity, but that's so see-through. Take your body to the floor. Your disco needs
fait ce qu'il faut faire. Ne laissez pas tomber votre nation. La disco a besoin de vous. So let's dance through all of this. War is over for a bit. The whole world should be moving through your palms. You're a lonely heart. Your disco needs you. Your disco
Thank you so much, Barb. You're so young and beautiful and talented and have your whole life ahead of you. How nice. We'll be straight back after the break. Am I too mean?